Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here, and I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. We are on the map, the Grezvin AI Edition. It is going to be a TVP today, more importantly, a bot versus bot. And in the top left-hand side, the PPB is back. It's the PerilousProtossBot. Taking on the PerilousProtossBot is going to be another very fun to watch bot. It's Xena. I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. Anyway, we have got ourselves an early probe scout for the PerilousProtossBot, which is always a good sign as far as bots are concerned. Wanting to get that information means the bot author has put in a good amount of legwork. As if you're not just going to program your bot to scout and not do anything after it scouts based on what it scouts. Otherwise, that would be a total waste. I mean, I guess it would be like that if you got halfway through doing your homework, or like, okay, let's build the scouting behavior, and then you haven't released the update yet for your bot to actually react to scouting information. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this video, go ahead, slap that like button. You guys are the best at it. Leave a comment down below that says more bots, more bagels, more bananas, whatever it may be. That is good for the YouTube bot, the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you're not. Hit that bell icon. And yeah, let's just take a look here. We have got a Marine on the way for Xena, then going for a command center on the low ground. For those of you that don't know, Xena is a random bot, so playing all the races, very cool to see, as it's probably a lot more work for the bot author to program multiple races than one. Like, I imagine you can retool a lot of your code and stuff, but it's definitely not going to be simple to do. Now, we take a look. Both bots are going for an expansion here. The PerilousProtossBot has yet to make a unit, so playing it very greedy. But it's scouted, so I guess it feels confident in that. We'll see if Xena's going to go for a bunker. There it is. And that's a good sign for the bot, placing it nice and at the front, so it's not too likely the PerilousProtossBot is going to get by that. And with a good amount of Marines being made for Xena, it should have all the defensive tools it needs, although it doesn't really need any defensive tools at this point, seeing as how the PerilousProtossBot has said, units, we don't need those, we're just going to make probes and stargates while our Nexus builds up. So the game's going to be pretty passive while this starts out. Probe moves on in, gets chased on out by those Marines. The PerilousProtossBot getting up lots of gateways. It's got the cybercore done. Notably, it has not got warp gate researching, so this could be one of those bots that does not make the units with warp gate. I'd say it's about a 50-50 split on the Protoss bots, the ones that utilize warp gate and the ones that do not. We've got one Stargate finished, a second one on the way for the PerilousProtossBot, so going to be very air-based here. It's sending out a scouting probe again so far this game. 0 units have died. And oh, a fusion core is on the way here for Xena, so probably going to be a battle cruiser if I had to take a guess. Xena, being a random bot, is probably going to do something a little bit crazy. All the while, the PerilousProtossBot is getting up its own fleet beacon. A shield battery as well. Still no other units, which just baffles me. It's just going for the probe scouts and says, yeah, just keep building those Stargate things. I'm going to be fine. It's got the 2 Stargates, but it hasn't made a single unit out of those Stargates yet. It then goes for a 3rd Stargate. A 3rd Stargate before a 3rd base is about as greedy as you can be as Protoss. Well, as rushy as you can be to those air units. Now, all of PerilousProtossBot's building of the fleet beacon, of the Stargates, is going to be for naught if it doesn't actually make anything that counters this battle cruiser that is getting produced by Xena. The PerilousProtossBot is going to need Void Rays or Stalkers, probably both. It's got a shield battery, which could play into the defense, and it's making a single Oracle But so far, no defensive units. It's now getting up another shield battery, getting up a Forge, a second Oracle, and now it's got 3 Stargates finished up, but it is yet to make anything that counters a battlecruiser. Apparently bots can be as greedy as some Diamond League players. I just want to build up all my production. Units are the last thing I want to make until I can make like 6 carriers at a time. Now, the PerilousProtossBot, it's getting out that Forge, but no matter what it starts to build at this point, it's not going to be done in time. Xena isn't teleporting its battlecruiser across the map. If it did teleport it across the map, this could potentially just be game over. Instead, it's just moving it out, and it might actually not be harassing with it, which, oh, I mean, the bot author's clearly got something in its mind as far as how it's going to utilize these BCs, potentially waiting for a weapon refit to get out that Yamato cannon. However, if it had just teleported across the map, the damage would have been huge. Instead, this game is going to go on, and the PerilousProtossBot will get away with its, I'll say, a little bit of ignorance. It's in regards to how safe you need to be in Starcraft 2, but, I mean, it did scout. Who knows what's at play? Maybe the bot author has notes in regards to, like, it would be a fairly simple thing if you've got your bot to adjust. By the way, great Oracle harassment getting done here. All the SCVs have run off this main base. We see one of those Oracles is going to go down, but not before 10 workers die. Yeah, 10 workers in total is pretty darn good harassment when both of these bots aren't on crazy economies. Xena's is definitely better than the PerilousProtossBots by a large margin, but it's still not great. It was on 56 workers. It's going to have to rebuild a lot of those. It is getting up a 4th base, though. So definitely heading towards a much superior economy, unless it loses just all its workers to this one Oracle at this point. 2 Oracles, actually, pardon me. Another one was built. Oracle's still flying around for the PerilousProtossBot. Xena's looking to poke out a little bit, it seems. It's going to be interesting to see how these Tempest are utilized and microed, as it really is going to be all on these 2 Tempest. How is Xena going to utilize Yamato Cannon? It's got 3 battlecruisers out, 3 BCs. That's enough to kill at least one of the Tempests. There goes one of the Yamato cannons, going to hit 1 Tempest. It will be healed up by that shield battery, which is very good for it, but it does mean it will die, I believe, to the next shot from a battlecruiser Yamato cannon. In goes this battlecruiser, though, eating lots of shots from the Tempest. It does teleport out. Xena saying, "You look busy. I'll come back later." The Marine's getting pushed away. The battlecruiser's getting, or deciding to turn around. BC moving forward. Is it going to use that Yamato cannon? Yes, it is on not the injured Tempest, but still softens it up a great deal, so that's good to see. That BC may want to go home and get repaired. 5 battlecruisers are now out for Xena, so we're going to have the Tempest battlecruiser trades. It's going to be interesting to see if Xena has got the right behavior to fight against Tempest in its battlecruisers, in that those BCs are getting mighty low before they teleport on out. The PerilousProtossBot saying, we're going to need a bigger boat. So far, though, it seems to be doing fine with the boat it has as it keeps sending these battlecruisers back. This time, 2 are coming forward. 1 Yamato cannon goes down, hits one of those injured Tempests, and deletes it from existence. Now, that BC, very injured, does get on out of there. The other one did not have Yamato cannon off cooldown. Now it's off of cooldown, so it can utilize that. I don't know what to make of this game. The fact that the PerilousProtossBot is still only on 2 bases is a little bit concerning for me. Battlecruiser uses Yamato cannon, doesn't kill the Tempest, and gets killed itself, seeing as how it couldn't teleport in time. More BCs are on the way, so we've got a 4-base Terran making BCs with worse efficiency, it seems, than a red ProtossBot making Tempest off a 2-base, living the dream. We see another BC coming on in here, eating shots from the Tempest. No Yamato cannon, so it may as well just do nothing, as it's going to be useless against those Tempests. This BC now moves forward, going to dump a Yamato cannon, ensures the kill on that Tempest. The Tempest on the ground are still doing well for themselves. Another Yamato cannon ensures a battlecruiser kill. We see these BCs now flying forward for Xena. How many of them are off cooldown? That one has to get on out of there. This one is ready to use another Yamato cannon. I think that guy got a little too far forward there. Definitely did. Now 5 Tempests going to engage this 1 BC. Yamato cannon gets used. Can it get out as well? Yes, it can. So the escape behavior for Xena doesn't seem terrible. Definitely not perfect, as 4 BCs have gone down. Then we compare it, though, 3 Tempest have died, so the trades haven't been terrible. Another Yamato Cannon gonna get used, hits the injured Tempest and gets the kill. We'll see. This game could really snowball one way or the other, say if the PerilousProtossBot gets up to like 10 Tempest and just one-shots the BCs before they can get their Yamato Cannon off. We do see upgrades getting researched for Xena, so that's good to see. 4 BCs on the way at a time, still just 4 bases, however, no 5th on the way just yet. Definitely has the minerals, it could build more command centers. We also have some really good harassment coming in here for the PerilousProtossBot. Gonna shut down the mining at this 4th base. SCV trying to heal his mule friend. Some of the units turning around to help out with this. Tempest a little bit too far out, gets actually shot down by a battlecruiser. That BC tries to escape though, but definitely does not. Xena, its catchphrase, "You look busy, I'll come back later." And now we see Tempest are on the way here for the PerilousProtossBot. Ship weapon's about to finish up. That plating did just finish up. I'm honestly not too sure how much that helps out. It might counter a little bit of the damage done by these +2 Tempest, which I'm just noting now, as, I mean, +2 on Tempest, it makes them deal so much more damage against these BCs. The current Tempest count is 8 to 6 battlecruisers. We've seen 7 BCs die to 6 Tempests, so it's still eerily close. The base count, however, is going towards the PerilousProtossBot. Well, at least compared to what it was, as it's going up to 4 bases, whereas Xena trying to get up a 5th, it's just not happening. Some harassment still going down at its 4th base. BC's coming on in. Yamato Cannon's getting used again. Double Yamato kills that Tempest. Lots of probes are being shredded up, actually, in this engagement, as those BCs got right on top of that 4th base. Tempest shots being rained down. Does that BC teleport out? No, it doesn't. Does this one? No, it doesn't. So those boys definitely could have got on out of there, but they did not. Big losses for Xena. It's still leading in supply by a pretty significant margin, but not if it keeps losing battle cruisers like they're worthless. Another Yamato Cannon goes down and kills off a Tempest, so the trades are still happening. 9 Tempest to 11 battle cruisers. This is just a non-stop Yamato Tempest battle. That battle cruiser gets on out of there. We see supply-wise, Xena still has quite a lead. A good chunk of that, if not all of it, is from its workers, but its 5th base is still not building, whereas the PerilousProtossBot is getting a 5th base, so Xena, its economy will start to fall off. Doesn't seem to have behavior to replace that SCV that's building that base. PerilousProtossBot saying they come out at night, mostly. That BC, no Yamato Cannon in it, so it's probably not going to get too much done. Does get a couple shots off, eats lots of shots, that's for sure. Does escape, however. We see these BCs now huddling over this refinery. The Tempest are coming in. This is going to be a big one. Battle cruisers dumping their Yamato cannons, killing a couple of the Tempests there. The BCs definitely losing the head-to-head, though, without the Yamato cannon, so battle cruiser has to get on out of there. More BCs are being made 4 at a time for Xena. The PerilousProtossBot a little bit shorter on cash, but it has replaced a lot of those workers. It's getting up these extra bases. +3 attack is on the way. Shields is researching too. No further upgrades have been made for Xena, and no further bases with that base not having the SCV replaced. Yamato Cannon getting used once again on a Tempest. This is just ridiculous. Xena saying run away, but you can't run from Yamato Cannon. Battle cruisers and Tempest still going head to head. The trades are just something. This really is a very comical spectacle between these two bots that just like their capital ships. Now, supply-wise, the BCs are taking the lead. More BCs than Tempest now. They're trying to get the Yamato cannons off, it looks like. Do any of these guys have Yamato cannon? No, they don't. So they're just engaging without the Yamato cannon. That's not the best. Some of them are teleporting out. Some of them are just dying. Another Yamato cannon getting used. Dead Tempest. BC gets out. Things are going pretty good for Xenabot. Resources lost are not in favor of Xena. It's had more resources to play with most of this game. That's changing, however, as the 5th base has yet to be restarted. The main base mining out slower than it should be, actually, as those SCVs are being told to repair the BCs constantly. We see the PerilousProtossBot wanting to up its production as it gets up 2 more Stargates. It's making 3 Tempest at a time. It says, no, I need more. Give me more Tempest. We now see Xena finally starting up another base, so that's good to see. This bot will not just peter off in the economy as long as that one doesn't get cancelled. Yamato cannon going down. I believe that's a full HP Tempest, so it will not be a kill. There's another Yamato. Full HP Tempest once again. Yamato hits nothing there. I'm not sure what happened with that. BC's eating lots of Yamato cannon. Supply is now falling for Xena, so really behind in the army supply. Tempest count 12 to 6 battle cruisers, and this is what I was wondering about, if the Tempest count could hit this kind of critical mass, which the BCs just take worse and worse trades. The answer to that is yes, definitely. This base still not being reestablished. At least it's getting up another base, but that is probably something that Xena may need to have fixed in its programming. The PerilousProtossBot is really hitting its stride at this point. It's got those 5 Stargates up. It's making lots of Tempest. It's already got so many. 14 now against 4 battle cruisers. If Xena just keeps running in these BCs, it will surely die. This is the time as the Terran, if you're a player who's making mech, where you throw down a few factories and you go mass Widow Mines, since Tempest are so slow at killing them. Mass Widow Mines and mass Hellions, that's for sure, with those 4,000 resources in the bank. We do have one Hellion moving out. Maybe it's going to harass a little bit. That would be good to see. BCs are moving out towards the top. Head-to-head engagement is definitely not what Xena wants at this time. Okay, we've got some of these Marines and Hellions now moving towards this base to the top. The BCs are going there too. Tempest are repositioning. Looks like the BCs are being drawn into an engagement, which is not a good thing. One Yamato cannon will kill one of the Tempests. More Yamato cannons being used, and those BCs get out of there pretty darn quickly, which is good to see. This base is still being worked on. The Hellion was harassing here. That BC way too far out there. But these Marines and the Hellion may actually kill off this base. I think they will. The Tempest are out of position. I believe they were being drawn in by that Hellion, potentially. This base is up and mining for Xena. At some point, it did continue building on this base. That's almost worth checking the replay to see if the base just died, or if it canceled it, or if it finally got an SCV over there. So that base does go down, a bit of a hit to the PerilousProtossBot's economy. Battlecruisers moving on in again, though. The count has evened up a little bit. It's still not great. The PerilousProtossBot saying, game over, man, game over. I think that's a little bit of BM from the bot. BC's flying forward. No teleport is the problem. Engaging against Tempest without teleport is a risky endeavor as a battle cruiser. Just like Francais. Xenabot, not sure. I mean, that means I speak French. But, not sure the context on that one. Anyway, we have Tempest still just destroying these battle cruisers as the main base is now being pushed. The PerilousProtossBot, I'm wondering if that tag was saying game over, man, game over, meant it's time to attack with my 19 Tempest, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it looks like there is indeed nothing that Xena can do about it. If the spawn point for these BCs gets compromised, that'll be it. Battlecruisers flying forward. They do have Yamato cannon, but they're having a hard time getting the connection off. They're going down. I think the PerilousProtossBot has one out in this one, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and if you do want to support this kind of bot shenanigans, consider becoming a YouTube member. There also is a PayPal link you could use to support the channel down below. I always forget it's there until one of you kind viewers does actually go to use it. And now we see the BCs are actually making a bit of a stand. I may have called this a little bit too early, like second too early. I mean, it's still 32 SCVs now to 19 Tempest. And the Tempest just went home to group up with their mama, the mama ship. And now it is going across the map. The last 5 BCs can make their attempt, but the resources lost do not lie. 40k lost to 17,000 just goes to show that if you're fighting against battle cruisers with Tempest, you almost need a little bit of human control. Like, you do not want to attack in unless your teleport's off cooldown. And the Tempest always can retreat too, as we've seen with the PerilousProtossBot's good micro. The fact that it's just been able to pull back all the time, avoid a lot of the damage. That's why if you go mass BCs or you see a player streaming, going mass VCs, you almost have to teleport on top of the Tempest, because otherwise they just run away. And mass VCs alone tricking in like this does not work, so maybe Xena needs a little bit better pooling, a little bit better harassment perhaps, like teleport a BC to a base here and there. Who knows? Anyway, definitely a very fun bot game to watch. As Xena is a warrior, it's still fighting this one out. Still mining a little bit, but I believe we have seen the curtain call. And well done by the PerilousProtossBot. Its slow, methodical style did work out in the end. And I did have that one thought that I never really finished in regards to making a bot be greedy. Like, the PerilousProtossBot didn't make a unit till like 6 minutes into the game. That is the kind of thing that you could program. I don't know if anyone's done it, but you could program your bot just to mark down the first attack time of your opponent on ladder, and then play based off that in future games. So for example, if Xena doesn't attack till the 6-minute mark usually, you could easily have your bot record that data and say, okay, I don't need to be ready for a defense or make a unit till the 8-minute mark, that sort of thing. And it goes to show how there's meta with these bots against these bots, like there is in the pro Starcraft scene. The players know each other. And we do see Xena just waiting for the end. The PerilousProtossBot saying nothing is over until we decide it is, but I don't think Xena gets to decide with this one as it's building a depot. Good on you, Xena. Never give up. Is it going to build a CC? Of course it is. It's got to mine those 60 minerals. Oh, this poor SCV doesn't know what's coming, but he's a good boy. He worked until the very end.